Let's take a deep dive into something that has got tongues wagging all over Nigeria as we speak. Idle and underutilized airports in Nigeria, scattered across the country. While we are hustling for basics like better roads, stable electricity, and functional healthcare, some state governors seem to be in a race to outdo each other with grand airport projects that are not even operational or profitable. Now, don't get me wrong, airports are important for economic growth and connectivity. But what's the point if they just sit there collecting dust? Let's break this down in true Ebonyi People TV style, casual, insightful, and definitely worth your time. Recently, a researcher, Ayoade Davidson, FCA, put together a report on Nigeria's idle and non-profit yielding airports, and honestly, the findings are really wild. There's a rundown of these so-called monuments of progress that barely see any action. One, we have the Duse International Airport, which is in Jigawa State. It was completed in 2014, but this particular airport looks shiny and grand, but has no commercial operations up until now. Occasionally, it's used to pilgrim airlifts or VIPs. 2. We have the Ekiti Airport, under construction since 2019 with a completion promise for 2022. And guess what? The status is still unclear. What is really going on? Number 3, we have the Yobe International Cargo Airport. This one reportedly cost over 18 billion naira, but its current status is, you guessed it, very unclear. Number 4 on the list, we have the Ilorin International Airport, barely functioning with very limited commercial operations also. 5. Castina Airport, same story, limited operations, lots of wasted potential. What is happening with this airport? The 6th on the list, Makurdi Airport. You think it's a major hub, but no way, it's barely scraping by. 7. Minna Airport, another underused facility sitting there quietly. 8. Yakubu Gowon Airport, limited flights, limited impact, unlimited questions. Now let's move to the fanciest new additions. It's not all doom and gloom though. A few airports seem promising. We have the Lekki Epe International Airport in Lagos State, slated for completion in 2025. This one is expected to handle 5 million passengers annually, serving areas like Lekki, VI, Ikoyi, and Lagos Island. It might actually become a game changer. And as usual, let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens with this particular airport. Next up, we have the Anambra International Cargo Airport with a 3.7-kilometer runway. This airport is slowly gaining traction. Kudos to the Anambra State government for making it functional at least. Next up, we have the Victor Atta International Airport, which is located in Akwa Ibom State. This particular airport is thriving, especially with a smart terminal under construction. Moving on to the next category, we have the What Were They Thinking category. Then there are projects that leave us scratching our heads. We have Ebonyi State International Airport. As we all know, Ebonyi State is home to a colorful airport with a 3.4-kilometer runway that started with concrete and was later rebuilt with asphalt. But the big question remains, was this a pressing need for Ebonyi's economy? Number 2, Obudu Cargo Airport in Cross River State, featuring a 5.6-kilometer runway. It could be one of the longest in the world, but is it worth it for a state already struggling with revenue? And there is the Ogun Agro Cargo Airport, positioned near major highways. It's still under construction. While it looks promising, time will tell if it will serve its purpose. And so the big question, why are all of these airports very idle? Let's address the elephant in the room. Why are these airports not working? 1, you might think of lack of demand. Many states simply don't have enough passengers or cargo traffic to justify an airport. 2, maintenance costs. Airports are expensive to maintain. Without steady operations, they become financial burdens. 3, poor planning. Some of these projects were more about political bragging rights than actual needs. 4, infrastructure gaps. An airport without good roads, reliable power, or business activities around is just a fancy structure. What about Ebonyi State? Now let's try bringing it closer to home. The Ebonyi State International Airport has been a source of pride for some and a topic of debate for others. While the government claims it will boost the state's economy, many residents are asking asking, at what cost? Sure, having an airport might attract investors, but shouldn't we focus first on fixing basic infrastructure? Imagine what those billions could do for roads, schools, and hospitals in Ebonyi State. Here's the thing, when governors prioritize airports over immediate needs like clean water, healthcare, and education, it raises questions. Are they genuinely addressing the needs of the people, or is it just a competition to show off? We've seen states with amazing potential stuck in the same rut because resources are being poured into projects that don't yield returns. It's time for our leaders to rethink their priorities. Here are a few takeaways for these leaders. 1. To always listen to the people. 2. Conduct feasibility studies. And 3. Focus on sustainability. So, here is our verdict. While airports are cool and all, they shouldn't be priority projects unless they make economic sense. Ebonyi People TV is all about holding our leaders accountable and sparking conversations that matter. What do you think? Are these airports a waste of resources, or do they have hidden potential we are not seeing yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to always like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in our next video.